Morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Meg, and you are watching LovenStamps. I have a project to share with you today, and I have a continuation of our studio tour. So we had lots of great questions, and actually you guys shared some great ideas last time on how to store cardstock, and I toured my cardstock closet for you. So if you missed that episode, it was 446, and of course you can always go back to the very beginning episodes of Maker Mornings with Meg. Episode 1 was really LovenStamps Studio tour, and sort of the first 10 episodes, some great ideas in there. But I'm revisiting because some things have changed since then and how I organize things, and you guys are always looking for new ideas on how to keep your supplies in check, how to keep them managed and at your fingertips. So today's LovenStamps Studio tour episode is going to be about embellishments and how I store those, and like, surprise, the way I store them is free. So you're going to really like it. It's a great way to keep them organized. And then I also, when I was going through my embellishments to keep them, make sure they were ready to present, I found a package of the envelope treat boxes here. And so these little guys, let me pull this one out here. These little guys fold up like this. And I was thinking, these would be a great little gift. Lots of people have things coming up for graduations. We always have birthdays. So we're going to make a little gift box with these envelope treat boxes and the Level Complete stamp set, which is retiring. And this one is actually super clever. If you have any gamers in your life or people who like to play video games, this is a really, really clever stamp set. And these little boxes are a quick treat for all kinds of things. So we're going to go through that as a project also. So with that, if you guys are watching, say hi. It's always helpful for me to know kind of who's there and what you guys are interested in seeing. But let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and move on over to the studio tour. So I'm going to take my camera, just sort of an overview actually. When I organize my stamp space and my workspace, this is actually where I'm sitting right now, where you guys see. This is where I like to sit and actually create stuff. So a lot of times I stand, a lot of times I sit at my bar stool. There's a place for my knees to fit underneath there. And then we have things at our fingertips. And so for my one hand here, if I put my hand down here, I can reach in and pick up my paper trimmer and my Simply Scored tool, which we're going to use for our project today. With my other hand, I can reach in here and pick up more adhesive and scissors and things, just basic supplies like that. Multi-purpose liquid glue, of course. But then when I turn around, my top drawer here behind my die cut machine is going to be my envelopes and things like that. And then right under that drawer is where I keep my embellishments. So that is where we are going to tour now. So let me grab this camera and scoot it around. I think our cords will reach. Let's see, so far so good. If anything, if you hear any big crashes, you'll know that hasn't gone very well. All right, so here we are as I duck under the cord with our boxes. So right here, I keep some embellishments and my envelopes and stuff right on top. But this box, or this drawer right here, this is sort of my treasure trove of embellishments. And it maybe looks a little crazy. It's a pretty busy place, but I'm going to go through it with you and talk about this. So Betty said, do you create in the same space you record at the same desk? I actually do. I really like this space right here, and I have great light. So I have to put things away when I want to do my video, but that's okay. It's a good habit for me to be forced to do that. So what we have here is we have things organized sort of in this drawer. So this is a deeper drawer. Let's see, in my handy drawer here, I have a ruler. So the depth of this drawer is actually about 7 inches. And so it's a little deeper. Right here, these are 6x6 papers, and they store nicely vertically here in this box. And the boxes are what I want to talk to you about. We'll come back to the drawers. Remind me if I don't remember to come back to that. But the boxes are what I use to organize in each of these. So at the risk of have everything fall apart, each one of these is like a modular unit. and they are organized in Stampin' Up! Boxes. So these are free. You are getting stuff for orders and they're coming to you anyway. I usually cut the tabs off, and then those become sort of my units of organization within my drawer. I have a big one here in the center. I have some cut down ones in the back. I think that I have this one. This is a full box, and then I'll show you how I did the cut down. Okay, watch this all fall apart. So here's one box, and if I wanted to, I could take this out and move it. But then behind this, I have another box because the drawer size isn't exactly the right, size for a box. I have this box here that was like this. I cut the front down, and then, let's see, all my little embellishment packages. I'll just move that one out. And then I can take another box of the similar size and just drop it in right in front of it. And so then I have two compartments that fit tightly and use every ounce of space in my box. Now within here, I have some random little like Tupperware containers with some of my reinkers. And then I have, my box here for my ribbons. So I like to keep these, usually they're vertical. There are occasionally things that come in the bags, like the baker's twine, and those end up kind of in there on the horizontal. But it really helps me at a glance to just look and see what I've got. Now, if you don't have specific drawers like this available to you, that's okay. There's lots of other ways to organize. But the same idea goes within each one. So basically I have things open so that I can see from the top. I can just look down and see what I've got. If I want to flip through and I'm like, oh, I know I have red rhinestones here. Oh, yep, there they are. It's easy to sort through. I don't have to pull everything out of the entire drawer or the entire Rubbermaid tote or whatever it is in order to find the thing I'm looking for. So think in trays. Think in organizing trays, just like this. If this was a stack of a Rubbermaid tote that was deeper instead of wider, I could have those trays stacked up in there. And so it'd be really easy to just pull out my trays and set them on my stamp surface and then work with what I've got. So, oh, and hello in the Netherlands. Good to see you this morning or this afternoon. So think about, what containers you have and put them to work for you. So the other thing in here is that I sometimes keep things that I buy like in quantity. I really love these RSVP pens. You can unscrew the barrel and then you can wrap a piece of cardstock or designer series paper in there to have pens that match whatever project you're working on, like if you're doing notebooks or something, all kinds of fun stuff. I also like to keep my little bags in here, my little boxes I kind of lay on top sometimes, some embossing paste. But that kind of gives you the idea here of how I like to organize my embellishments. So let me, I'm going to come back to you here for a second so nobody gets motion sick as I move my camera. So like I said, as I was going through that drawer this morning to get ready, I realized that I had a package of these envelope treat boxes, and I wanted to share a really quick project with you that is super easy to make with these projects and give them a really easy decoration, and also a project that might be kind of handy if you have graduations coming up or weddings or birthdays. Anytime you're giving a gift card, this is a really great box size to keep your pieces organized, or to really great box size to give those gift cards and have everything come together just with a cute little treat. So this wrapping can be easily adjusted for other things. The other stamp set that I'm going to recommend for it is Enjoy the Rhythm. This is actually one of the Last Chance sets, and there's a link in the video description for the Last Chance shopping, because this one is 50% off. So if you have music people in your life, now is the time to add this just really inexpensively to your stamping collection. So same with the designer series paper. It's on a huge sale. The boxes are, I don't remember, they must be 40%-ish off. So they might not last very long. So don't wait to go get them if you are thinking that this is a project you'd like to replicate. All right, some helpful tips. Oh, Sue said that she uses a little color dot on the cap so she can recognize which her ink refills are without going through every bottle. That's a really great idea. Those are like my overflow ink reinkers in the, or pad reinkers in my drawer. The ones that I'm like working from are on top of my ink pads back there. They just sit there so that kind of they're on the vertical and I see the labels. But I really like the color dot idea. And actually I have some color dots on some of mine up there. So, all right. Oh, Kelly says she feels like she's nosing around in the drawers. You know what? Hey, any tips that I can share about stamping, I am happy to share them with you all. So, you know, come on in. All right. So I'm going to switch my camera back down here now that I've gotten it mostly organized. And, oh, you know what? I will get to that part in a second. All right. So of the things that are retiring, April 9th, today is the day that retiring sale started. Stargazing paper is one. I love this paper. I did a whole bunch of projects with it last summer, and you can find them on my website at LovenStamps. Here is one of them. It's a great idea with this Reach for the Stars stamp set with the astronauts, and it really makes the most of these really pretty designer series papers. If you haven't seen this card, definitely go back and check it out. And the easiest place to find those is going to be on the LovenStamps blog, so in the art gallery and so forth in there. So this is a great card design. And when the paper is so inexpensive to add to your collection, it doesn't feel painful to me to use such big pieces of it. So definitely go for it. Speaking of pieces, we today are going to start off with one strip. This is a 3-inch strip. Which is a great size for our boxes. So let's pull this box out and talk about putting it together. It has 3M adhesive, which will hold it together very nicely. And it is a very well scored box. It is a super high quality, cardstocky, tag boardy, I don't know, heavyweight paper. So it is a good choice for doing something like this. And you will probably want to practice putting it together once before you reveal the adhesive on those tabs. So get it all together, and then this has hooks across, and it is very snug when you do the hook part. So you're really going to have to squish it this direction. You're going to push these parts in to get it to hook. So you can choose to not adhere it, or you can adhere it if you want. Either way, actually, I might leave this one open. Not adhered, and then I'll show you an adhered version so you can kind of see how it works on both. Hey, Mary Ellen. All right, but in any case, we're going to come back to the box. So we're going to set that aside. The size that is, the size that's going to fit nicely on this box is going to be this 3-inch strip. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm reaching over to my handy drawer, is go ahead and score this. And I've got my little tabs on my scoring here so that you can easily see where I'm scoring. I want this to be the front, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on there. And here's my stylus. I'm gonna score this. It's 10 1/4 inches long. I'm scoring it at 4 inches, at 6 1/4 inches, and then once again here at 9 3/4. Now, these sizes are not exactly magic. Let me show you how I got them. Basically, I want the front of our box here holder to be about 4 inches tall, so it's going to sit up. And then my next score line is just the width of my box apart, so it's going to go at 6 1/4. And then I figured out how tall I want this to be, and then I want a little flap at the top. So I went ahead and scored here at 1/2 inch from the end, so that when we fold on all of our score lines, and I love the bright colors in the back, our local school colors are orange and blue, so this paper could not be more perfect for me. I can slide this box in here, fold this up at the top, and now we have like a little presentation box. So I've got a little clip here that I'm gonna close this with. You can punch holes in the top and do ribbons. The nice thing about this sequence of cutting and scoring, this length and this scoring, is that the person can get the box out really easily without having to take the thing apart. So you can go ahead and glue this if you want to. Hey, Nikki. And not worry too much about them destroying your package. But it doesn't fall out either. So here's the, it's not like falling out when I shake it sideways or anything. So I'm really pleased with this scoring combination. All right, so speaking of these little clips, this one happens to be from years ago, something that Stampin' Up! Carried. And I just this weekend on Facebook and Instagram posted Meg's mystery boxes. And so they are boxes filled with retired things from my studio, stamps, papers, embellishments, and so forth. So all kinds of fun things. These clips, they're mystery boxes, so you don't know what's going to be in your box, but they're extremely discounted. It's about $130-ish worth of stuff in a box, and your cost is $30. So you're going to get an assortment of fun things, papers, cardstocks, and all goodies. So anyway, if you want any of those boxes, I only have a handful of them, and you can go through that link. I'll try and remember to pop it in the comments here too, so you don't have to search for that, but it's also on the LovenStamps Facebook page. So, all right, back to our box and the stamp set that we are using. So here is Level Complete, and there are a couple really important tips about using this stamp set that I want to share with you. Things that apply whether you have gamers you're making things for or not. And that is one of these first tips is that I really like to remember that stamping on designer series paper is perfectly fine. You can and should do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink up this little game controller and stamp here on our paper. And then I'm going to ink up our little trophy and stamp it here. And then we're going to go ahead and cut these out. This is a project that comes together really quickly. Remember with fussy cutting, you're just going to kind of do a sort of loopy around the edge. It doesn't have to be super tight. You can decide kind of what margin you want, but however you do it, you're moving the paper with your left hand and you are just keeping your scissors straight with your right hand. So here, you'll get a chance to see that again. Take long, big cuts, like the full length of your scissor blades, and see how my left hand is moving. My right hand is staying the same place. All I'm doing is, go back a little, closing my scissors, and there we go, cutting around the edges. Okay, so now we have this really fun piece here that's going to go on the front of our video game controller. And here's sort of the difference. So I did went ahead and I just stamped it on white cardstock. We're used to stamping on neutrals, and cut it out. And this is kind of cute, but honestly, this is so much more exciting, right? The nice thing about this stargazing paper is that even if you're not using the star side, this sort of bubbly side back here is perfect for so many different projects. So it really goes with a lot of different themes, and I think you'll find having it handy in your stash is a great choice. So, all right, I'm gonna pop this on here with a dimensional. We're going to add our little trophy here with another dimensional. Okay, and then we need some greetings to go on here. And so I have a long strip of basic white, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp in Night of Navy again. I'm gonna stamp the leveled up. And I love giving myself lots of space because a lot of times it's hard to get things exactly straight. And so that is really not straight at all. So I can just give myself extra paper here to have that available to make it easy. So let's get rid of that super crooked one. And actually then I managed to smudge this one. So let's try it one more time. Oh, pretty crooked, but you know what? We're gonna make it go on the project crooked, so it's not gonna matter. All right, so now I have our leveled up and our happy birthday, and we're gonna pop these on here with Stampin' Dimensionals 2. And let's see, I put this up kind of high, so I think I'm gonna pop this one over here like this. And I'll show you another example with slightly different placement. Leveled up, and then the happy birthday I'm gonna pop down here towards the bottom more. Let's see where to put it. I think that's good. All right, and I seem to have ink on my fingers that is smudging things, so good thing I had some extra cardstock there that I could just trim off. All right, so now we have our front of our box, and we don't necessarily want to make it too, frilly. We're going to go with this sort of gamer motif here. And let me clean my fingers really briefly. There we go. Chamois are great for that too. And let's talk about the inside of our box because we're gonna give it a really fun shape inside. And for that, we have another strip of cardstock, or designer series paper. So here's this one. This one is 3 inches wide also, and it is also 10 3/4 inches long, although it doesn't really matter how long you make it. We'll talk about that here in a second. So I'm gonna bring my scoring tool back here, and we're gonna score this. Now, if you feel like this paper has a direction, which I do, I feel like it's vertical now, I'm gonna score it so that I have a 2-inch section at the bottom, and then I'm gonna score every 2 inches from there, okay? Except for this last little bit that's a tiny bit longer than 10 inches, I'm just gonna leave that, okay? So, why did I score that? Because we are going to make an accordion fold. So I want this bottom to sit in the bottom of our box, and then I'm just going to accordion fold back and forth there until we get to the top. Now, if this last one, oh, thanks, Marilyn, I appreciate the share, is a little bit longer than 2 inches, it's okay because there's some vertical space in this box where it can sit. All right, so back here to our gift card holder box, and I have to take this one out so that I can snag our original gift card here from my sample. And all right, so a word about putting this in here. So here's like a fun Nike gift card. When you put this in here, you are going to, I like the idea of attaching this so that it comes out of the box here, sort of like a jack-in-the-box kind of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop a dimensional on the bottom of this so that it's just mostly, and then I'm gonna put my gift card in up against the score line. So it's all the way there. The box is exactly gift card sized. So you're going to want to position your gift card so that it fits all the way down there at the bottom. So see how the gift card is inside that score line? Now, if you've assembled the box, it'll be a little easier to do this. But now, when we accordion fold down on our gift card, it'll be at the bottom of the box, and then we'll have this fun pop-up element here. So what to do with this pop-up element? I can cut some pieces of cardstock to fit in here. So let's go ahead and pop one in here, and then we're gonna decorate one with some more goodies from this stamp set because it has so many clever parts in it. It's really a clever stamp set. All right, so that one's gonna fit in there, but we wanna decorate this front one here so that you have this whole scene here that comes out. And so I'm gonna bring in another piece of the designer series paper. Remember, we like stamping on designer series paper. And I'm gonna stamp here with this sort of XOXO. So it's kind of a punny gamer kind of thing because it's sort of like hugs and kisses, but it also is sort of like the gaming letters. So let's bring this in here, and I'm gonna put a scrap down and my navy cardstock or navy, what is this thing called? An ink pad, Meg. Jeez. All right, and I'm going to stamp this on here with some spaces and a little diagonal, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and stamp ourselves a couple more pieces on designer series paper. And so I want to have a +1, we're gonna make a little +1 banner. I think it'll fit across here. And then we also are gonna have another little trophy, and I'm gonna do this one in green too. So I'll pop that there. All right. So our +1 banner, let's do this one first, is going to just be kind of a straight line here. There we go. And if this gives you the heebie-jeebies to try and, you know, like get a banner tail, just remember that a sort of a slash there is just as good. And so we're gonna trim that off. So now we have a little banner, and then we're going to do our trophy. So we're gonna have like a +1 trophy. +1 is sort of like a generic gaming term. A +1 is always happy, right? All right. So we're gonna fussy cut this again as a really quick element. And if you wanted to avoid fussy cutting on all of these things, you could just use like a circle punch and you could punch out circle elements. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop this on here with some glue so that our +1 banner is sort of in the background part. And then our trophy is going to go on a Stampin' Dimensional so that this has a little bit of a pop-up element, okay? So there's sort of our little cute tag there, okay. All right, so now we're gonna pop this into our project here, right on the front of our little pull-out tab, and put this on. Inside, what size is the paper? Oh, Marilyn, the small piece is 1 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches because this paper across here is 3 inches wide. So this is 2 3/4 inches wide to give us that little margin. And then each section here is 2 inches. So this piece here, the smaller one, is 1 3/4 to give that margin same, okay? Now, then we've got our pieces that fold down like this, and we can go ahead and pull our tabs in. So again, if you want to adhere the box, you can adhere the box. If you don't really care to adhere the box, you don't have to. And it sort of like explodes here when people put it together. And then you're just gonna have to squeeze pretty hard this direction to get those tabs to fold over. But it is nice and tight once you get it. And then this goes inside our, oops, sorry about that. This goes inside our little holder here. So we're gonna pop this in, and then I can just twist it to pop it down there at the bottom, and it stays in there very nicely. So really cute, right? All right, now there are all kinds of great embellishments that you could also pop on here. There are lots of them in the Last Chance product list. And the easiest way to go look at those last chance things is to just go browse the store. I have on the LovenStamps website under catalogs, shop and catalogs, there's a tab that has the product lists. They're all cleaned up, and so you can get those there. They also will go out very shortly to my email newsletter list. So if you're not signed up for that, you can go to my website at LovenStamps and sign up for my email newsletter if you'd like that sort of cleaned up list with everything. It takes out like all the French stamp sets. If you're not a French speaker, you're not really concerned if they're retiring. But this is a really fun project to sort of make the most of some of those fun retired things. And then of course, when you open your box, you have your pop out there with your gift card that sits down there at the bottom. So you can write your message and you are all set. Let's go ahead and pop this into one more here. So I have sort of two examples. So you can see how quickly these come together. And the important like overarching lesson is remember to stamp on your designer series paper. Don't think of this just as a design all pre-done. You can't change it. You can't add anything to it. Remember that these patterns are really nicely stamped on, especially when there's sort of a subtle pattern like this that you can really easily use for your stamped images, and go ahead and cut them out. So. All right, so I think that covers us for today. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you all. And remember to go check out those last chance lists. There's a link in the video description for that. You can just go directly. And the host code for my April shoppers is on there. So if you're interested in taking advantage of LovenStamps perk points and so forth, you'll want to click, make sure you add the host code if your order is under $150. If your order is over $150, then you'll pick out Stampin' Rewards when you place your order, and it's really easy to do that. The little pop-up will come up in the product. So say you searched level complete, and instead of having the little add to cart button, it would have the add to cart button, and it would also say, I think it's like claim Stampin' Rewards. And if you click that, then it would make this item free for you instead of putting it into your shopping cart. So it's just really easy to use those Stampin' Rewards. Just make sure the little thing at the top says you're shopping with me so that you're earning LovenStamps perks points. So, and thank you guys for your support. I think that covers us for today. Yes, Margie says a cute gift to give out for sure. And yeah, I think you guys will really love these. Yeah, cute, quick little boxes. And this Level Complete stamp set is a really cute one. So remember, if you missed it, I said the Enjoy the Rhythm stamp set would also be an excellent choice if you had music lovers in your in your gift list, this would be a really good stamp set to add to your collection now, because it actually is, I think it's half price. So a really good choice. And with that music line at the top, it just gives you lots of choices. Piano, happy birthday, you rock my world, enjoy the rhythm of each day. Kind of a nice all-purpose music stamp set to have on hand. So I don't know, we have a lot of musicians in our family. We actually were in Wisconsin over the weekend. My son got to go to the Edwards shop and pick out a new, custom trombone. So if you know anything about that, it's kind of a big deal. We had a really, really cool experience. If you have more questions, let me know. Otherwise, it was a fun trip to Wisconsin. I hope you guys all saw the eclipse wherever you were yesterday. We were a little bit further north, so we only saw part of it, but it was still really, really neat. So anyway, happy stamping, everybody, and I will see you on Thursday for another Maker Mornings with Meg. Take care.